I think everyone at some point in their lives has watched an episode of The Simpsons. You know, the show with the famous yellow characters that can predict the future. But as goofy as the show may be, it turns out that the lead Simpsons character, Homer, may just have a dark side to him, as do most TV characters nowadays. But before we begin, let me know in the comments below what Simpsons character is your favorite. Hey everyone, what's up and welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. I'm your host, Lindsay Ivan, and today I'm bringing you the Top 10 Scary Homer Simpson Theories Part 2. This is part 2, so make sure to check out part 1 as well if you haven't already. That'll make me really happy. Starting off this countdown, we have the wealthy man. Anyone wonder how Homer has so much money? Like, he's got a big home, 2 pets, 3 kids, and can afford tons of food and booze to satisfy his needs. On top of that, we hardly see him working. He definitely does not work every day 9 to 5. And we know that Marge doesn't work. So how is it that he can afford this lifestyle? Well, it's theorized that Homer is still receiving royalties from the B Sharps. For those of you who don't know, back in the day, Homer was in a barbershop quartet called the B Sharps, with Barney, Apu, and Principal Skinner. Clearly, they made a lot of money on their hit album, and to this day, they are still receiving residuals from it. Moving on at number 9, we have Homer the God. All throughout history, gods are often depicted as being magical beings. In Greek mythology, they were often described as being strong, brave, and wise. Other people have depicted them as having white wings and magical powers. Now, what if I told you that Homer himself may be a god? Yep, that's right. That'll teach you not to stereotype gods to look a certain way. So people think that Homer is a god for 2 main reasons. The first one being that Homer is invincible. No matter what happens to him, he will always live on. He can never be killed. In several episodes, Homer has gotten into situations that should have severely harmed him or killed him. But this never happens. He can bleed, his bones can break, but they will always heal. Now, the second piece of evidence is Homer's real age. It seems that he has been around longer than we realize. In multiple episodes, we see a lot of Homer lookalikes from back in the day. Like, we see a Homer lookalike with a beard present for the 10 Commandments. Maybe this is Homer himself and not just a lookalike, meaning he's been around for a very long time. Because he's God. Coming in at number 8, we have the reincarnation. So, like I mentioned before, there seems to be a lot of Homer lookalikes. Whenever there are flashbacks or pictures from the past, we can see people that look just like Homer. Theory goes that every time Homer dies, he is reincarnated into another version of himself, meaning Homer has been alive for a long time. So it seems that Homer is a god similar to the ones in Buddhism, giving him the power of reincarnation. Making our way down the list, number 7, we have the conditions. Ever wondered why the Simpson characters are yellow? Well, get ready because this next theory is pretty wild. So, theory goes that Homer actually suffers from schizophrenia and bipolar disorder. Eventually, he couldn't take it anymore and he tried to end his life. But this was a failed attempt that sadly left him with brain damage. Now he suffers from hallucinations where he imagines that everyone in his town is yellow. On top of that, this is why Homer isn't the brightest. He was actually a pretty clever man, but sadly is no longer due to the brain damage. Moving on to number 6, we have the time traveler. Do not underestimate Homer Simpson. He is way smarter than he appears to be. After I just finished talking that he has brain damage, and it's because he has figured out how to time travel, and he's been doing it for years. This theory can be used to explain why the show has so many inconsistencies. It's because Homer is going back in time and altering the show's history and timeline. That's why some tragic incidents that occur in one episode are completely forgotten and never mentioned again in future episodes. This can also be used to explain why there are Homer lookalikes back in the day. It's because it's actually Homer who has been caught time traveling. Side note, I did a video on top 10 time travelers caught throughout history, so go check that out if you haven't already. But if I do another part to this series, then I should totally add Homer Simpson on the list. We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with jaundice. Okay, maybe this one is a more realistic reason as to why Homer and the rest of the cast on The Simpsons are yellow. It's simply because they are jaundiced from having liver disease. Yep. That's right. Everyone suffers from liver disease, even newborn babies. Another version to this theory is that they have evolved over time and are no longer born with livers, and that's why they're yellow. Moving on at number 4, we have the immortal life. Ever notice that the residents of Springfield never get older? Seriously, Lisa Simpson has been 8 for like 80 years. Okay, that's an exaggeration, I know. But seriously, they never age. Now, don't be a negative Nelly and comment it's because it's just a TV show, it's a cartoon. Okay, that's no fun. Use your imagination. So, theory goes that the characters on The Simpsons never age, all thanks to Homer Simpson. And no, it's not because he found the fountain of youth. It's quite the opposite reason why. So, theory goes that Homer accidentally released some toxic chemicals at the power plant that, when mixed together, prevents people from aging. So, now they remain the age that they were when they got exposed to those chemicals. Which is why Grandpa Simpson is still alive at his very old age, and why no one seems to age around town. In our third spot, we have the swear words. So, The Simpsons don't really swear in the show. Sure, they allude to swear words, but the characters don't actually curse. Or do they? Well, turns out that the meaning of Homer's dope is worse than we thought. Yes, I have to go like 3 octaves lower just to get that. Theory goes that in The Simpsons dictionary, dough is basically a substitute for the F word. So Homer has quite the potty mouth. This means that he swears around his kids all the time. Poor baby Maggie, I'm surprised that that wasn't her first word. In our second spot, we have the radiation. Homer has screwed up again. So, ever wonder why some Simpsons characters have actual hair like Homer, Apu, Moe, and Barney, but then other people have super weird hair, like Bart and Lisa? Well, you can blame Homer for that. While working at the power plant, he caused an explosion that mutated a bunch of people, like Bart, Lisa, and Maggie. The radiation caused their heads to become deformed and all pointy looking. So, in reality, their heads used to be normal with normal hair, but thanks to their father, they now have to suffer with weirdly shaped pointy heads. And in our number 1 spot, we have the Simpsons world. Okay, this honestly has to be my favorite theory out there. But basically, it's said that Homer Simpson and his family are all part of a television show. Okay, yes, clearly they are. But this television show is one inside of the show Futurama. So basically, the characters of Futurama created the world of this show. It's a show inside a show. Okay, so let's look at the evidence. In season 1 of Futurama, tons of Simpsons merchandise can be seen in the background of the show, such as Bart Simpson dolls and other Simpsons toys. And in one episode, there was even footage from an old Simpsons episode playing on a screen. Not only that, but Matt Groening makes an appearance in Futurama as a jarred head at Comic-Con. So it could be that The Simpsons was a show created by Matt Groening, who is a cartoonist in Futurama. Amazing. And that's all for today's video. Let's move on to our comment shout out portion. I'll be shouting out comments from my video, Top 10 Criminal Masterminds Who Were Never Caught. Bubble Bass commented, hee hee, they still haven't caught me back in Bikini Bottom. Okay, get out of here, you little liar. Are those pickles still underneath your tongue? For those of you who don't know, that is a SpongeBob reference, that episode. Pretty good. Christopher Tagle commented, I've never been shouted out by any YouTubers I've commented on. It would be special if it's from Lil-Lizzo. That's an interesting nickname, never got that one before. Lil-Lizzo? I don't know if that was on purpose or if that's how they actually meant to spell my name, but here's your comment shout out from me, Lil-Lizzo. Manish Chopra commented, Lindsay says, I see you when I see you. Well, you don't actually see us. We see you whenever we want to see you. Okay, good point. Yeah, you got a good point there. I'll change it to you'll see me when you see me. No, it just doesn't work. You'll see me when no, it doesn't work. You'll see me when you see me. No, it just doesn't sound good. Sorry, I'm sticking to mine. And that's all the comments I'm shouting out for today's video. Make sure to comment something down below for a chance to be featured in my next comment shout out. And as always, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to Most Amazing Top 10 for more amazing videos. I've been your host, Lindsay Ivan, and I'll see you when I see ya. Well, turns out that Homer's dough. Oh god, I can't do it. Okay. Dough. I don't know how he does it. He does it so well. Okay.